All right, buckle up because today we're talking about one of the most backwards, infuriating, absolutely mind-melting cases to hit the internet lately. Carmelo Anthony, not the NBA legend, but a 17-year-old from Frisco, Texas, is still actively collecting donations from the public online, while also telling a court that he's completely broke and deserves a public defender. That's right. He's simultaneously asking strangers for hundreds of thousands of dollars on GiveSendGo, while also telling a judge, "Hey, I'm indigent, please foot the bill." Did I mention that he lives in a mansion in a gated community in one of the richest suburbs in Texas, has multiple luxury cars, private security, and endless Uber Eats orders? Seems fair. And here's the real kicker. He's been officially indicted for first-degree murder, and he's not even going to trial until sometime in 2026. That means this person who stabbed another teen at a high school track meet is out walking free while the victim's family is stuck mourning and waiting for justice. But wait, there's more. He also rejected a plea deal, because apparently the guy who brought a knife to a track meet and used it is holding out for a better option. Make it make sense. Let's back up and break this down, because the layers of ridiculousness are endless. So here's what happened. Back in April, Carmelo Anthony showed up at a high school track meet, an event full of kids, mind you, and stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcafe in the chest, apparently over a seat that he wasn't even supposed to be anywhere near. Austin passed away, right there in front of everyone, in his twin brother's arms. It was brutal. Witnesses say there was no fight, no mutual combat, just a sudden act of violence. But somehow Carmelo's legal team has spun this into a self-defense narrative, and people bought it. Literally. Within days of the murder, Carmelo's family launched a GiveSendGo donation page. The original goal? Around $500,000. But then, oh no, that wasn't enough. They raised the goal to $1.4 million. And people are actually donating. Thousands. Tens of thousands. Just throwing cash at this defense fund while the parents of a murdered teen bury their son and try to carry on. Now, if that already has your blood boiling, wait until you hear this. Despite raking in all that money, Carmelo's legal team told the court he qualifies as indigent. Yep, they claimed he's flat broke. Poor little Carmelo has no money to pay for his own attorney, so the taxpayers should do it. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Here's what indigent means in the legal world. It means you can't afford a lawyer. If granted, the state gives you a public defender, basically a free attorney. There's no shame in it if you're genuinely in poverty. But if your family is out here raising more than $1 million on a Christian crowdfunding site while asking for free legal aid from the government, that's not just tone deaf, that's borderline fraudulent. People are rightly asking, where's that money going? Is it really being used for legal fees, or are we talking luxury shopping, bodyguards, and Uber Eats? Because if you're going to claim indigent in court, the judge and the taxpayers deserve to know exactly where every cent of that donation cash is going. And let's talk about timing. This trial isn't even happening until 2026. That's pretty far away. Most likely that means multiple months of this guy walking around free on bond, while the Metcalfe family lives every day without their son. If the roles were reversed, if a white teen stabbed a black teen in front of dozens of witnesses, would the internet be raising $1 million for him? Would he be walking free while the system takes its time? We all know the answer. I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but let's call a spade a spade. But I digress. And before anyone says everyone deserves due process, let's be real here. This wasn't some vague he said, she said. This was a stabbing in public. A teenager brought a knife to a school event and used it. And after all that, he had the gall to reject a plea deal. He looked at the court and said, "Nah, I think I can get something better." That's not remorse. That's arrogance. And look, legally, you can crowdfund for your defense while claiming indigent status. There's no law preventing it, but that doesn't make it right. Courts can and should re-examine someone's finances if new money comes in, because this kind of stunt makes a mockery of the system. It tells victims' families, if your kid gets murdered, their killer might still get to walk free and rack up 6 figures in donations by playing the system right. The whole thing reeks of exploitation. The race angle? It's real. There are people donating out of a sense of racial solidarity, believing Carmelo is being unfairly targeted because he's black. Others are saying he's a violent thug being rewarded for killing a white kid. And the truth is, both sides are throwing gasoline on a fire that should have been put out with one word: accountability. This is not justice. This is theater. And everyone with a social media account has front row seats. Here's the takeaway. Yes, we all want a fair legal system. Yes, every accused person deserves a defense. But what we're seeing here isn't fairness. It's favoritism, it's hypocrisy, and it's a gross abuse of public sympathy and online clout. He got indicted for first-degree murder, rejected a plea deal, told a judge he was broke, and then watched donations flood in anyway. Meanwhile, the family of a murdered teen is forced to sit and wait while the justice system drags its feet and the killer lives his life. There's something deeply broken about that. So yeah, people are angry, and they should be. This isn't about left or right, it's about right and wrong. And I'll ask you this because it matters. If this were your child stabbed at a school event, how would you feel seeing his killer walk free, take no plea deal, raise over $1 million online, and still claim he's too poor to hire a lawyer? Yeah, me too. Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't hold back. This case isn't just about one kid or one courtroom. It's about whether our justice system actually works the way it's supposed to. Or whether we've finally crossed into an era where clout, cash, and clicks outweigh basic accountability. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned. We'll be covering the trial as it unfolds in 2026, assuming Carmelo doesn't start another fundraiser to delay it again.